Hi everyone, my name is Sala Bogonko. Welcome back to Zinduka. Today, as you can see, we have switched things up quite a bit and we have moved location. And this is specifically because we wanted to make this a bit more engaging and be able to host different young people who are doing different things in different sectors to be able to share their stories, their role that they're playing in this nation towards nation building, but also towards holding government accountable. My guest today is an amazing young man, and in fact, he was one of our first guests on Zinduka, and I'm absolutely proud of him because during the first session, or during the first season, first episode, he shared with us his desire to run for the MCA seat, and he actually won. So we could not be more proud to share his story and his journey on this platform, because I think that it could inspire many more young people to run, not just for the MCA seat, but hopefully for other bigger seats in the country in the next elections. Benard, thank you so much for joining me today.
Karibu, asante sana, asante sana.
Ati sasa nikuite Mhesh.
Unajua tumetoka mbali. So Mhesh might not.
In fact, I saw you dressed like this. I'm like, you've changed even how you dress.
No. It's only that I have to run to some other place after this.
Okay.
And it's somehow official. So nikajua acha nipitie tu nikiwa nimejitayarisha kwenda zote. But I know Mhesh might not really work for you and maybe mostly for also a number of my close friends. Wenye tumetoka mbali. So I'm not any different. I'm the same person. Mwenye alikuja the first episode tukashoot pamoja. And so I believe I'm still the same person. Only that God and the people have decided to give me a responsibility because they believe, and God believes, the people believe that I'm up to the task. And
we'll get into that actually, don't worry.
Sure.
So for those people who don't know you, please introduce yourself, tell us what you do, what you were doing before, what you're trained in, and then we'll get into your journey of being an MCA.
All right, asante sana. Thank you so much to the viewers. My name is Benard Ruiru, Njeri actually. Those are the three names. Before I went into the politics, professionally, I'm a trained architect, so I'm a graduate architect. Other than that, before politics, I was involved in different social events and also leadership in different capabilities. And in general, I'm now from Murang'a County, officially, elected there.
What's your ward called?
My ward is called Mbiri ward.
So watu wase wako sasa wanafanya
yeah, those are my people. Hao ndo wadosi wangu. So I'm from Mbiri ward. It's in Kiharu constituency in Murang'a County. That is where born and raised. Schooled there from the very beginning, and later joined the university, that is Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, that is JKUAT, where I took my bachelor's of architecture, and that is why I'm saying that I'm a graduate architect.
So bado unachora vile umeingia sasa kwa MCA, or you're still
kuchora ni for life.
As in kuchora as an architect?
Yeah, kuchora is for life. Architect is for life. There's a profession and then there's a passion or maybe a talent. So I believe... So you
were elected under the UDA party, right?
Yes.
So you're a true hustler, as in you're an architect but you're also an MCA.
Kabisa bana. It's in the blood, literally.
That's good, because I think sometimes we think that when you switch into politics, you let go of your profession, but that's really good.
I think it's I would call it maybe like a mistake. Si vizuri kuachilia, because you never know who is watching. You're also encouraging someone else. It's profession. It doesn't mean that you must sacrifice. If you can, work with both.
Good stuff. So one of the statements that stuck with me the first time I met you was when you said, when I asked you why you chose the party that you chose, you said politicians don't lead, they follow where the people are going. So just speak about that a little bit.
To a great extent, in a local manner, unaweza sema ni mambo pia na kupelekana na ground in a literal manner. When you are a politician, lazima pia uweze kupelekana na watu wako. This is a journey that you intend to go with your people, and not you on your own. You will lead in it, and sometimes you will also not. You will also follow. I think the best leader is a leader who listens also. The first and greatest aspect of leadership is the ability to listen. Because as a person, remember, apart from the fact that you have been given a responsibility to be the one representing the people, does not mean that you are the one who hosts all the best ideas, all the good solutions. No.
In fact, I remember what you said is that you go listen to them. Then you come and now tell them what they've told you, and then they now clap for you because they think you've come up with ideas that are similar to what they're saying.
So what you've got to do is you've got to combine both. Listen to the people first, come up with an idea, or rather combine their ideas, bring them together. Now, what your input, put your input into those ideas. As you go back to the people, a combination of both yours and their intake, or rather their ideas, their input, is going to come out as a brilliant solution to the people. And that is all that people want.
Okay, so kabla tuingie siasa and politics and how you got there, why politics? I mean, you're an architect. It's one of the best careers that anyone could have, whether it's in terms of money or prestige or just influence or impact. Why would you switch, or why would you want to get it? Why did you want to get into politics?
Because a very direct answer. I believe, other than just being a professional architect, I have the abilities to change the lives of my people. And the fact that it is these same people who took me to school, they have supported me, my background through, my background couldn't sustain. So
What do you mean by that?
What I'm saying is my schooling, my background could not be able to sustain my schooling throughout. So from time to time, the society had to chip in, come in and...
Was that in form of bursary or...
Bursary and also community contributions, like communal support direct.
Oh, really?
Like Harambes and all. I'm born and brought up by a single mother who is tumuita nani ule sasa mama mboga, literally.
Yeah.
My mom has been myself. I'm from a family of 3 guys, dudes, all of them. I'm the last born. My mom is my son name is Njeri. That is the mother. She deals in, or rather, she sells in, like, let's call it a kibanda, kwa soko. So since I was young, up to date, or rather, throughout my life, she's been selling fruits. Those are ripe bananas.
In Murang'a?
In Murang'a, Mokoyo market. And so, of course, putting us through school was a challenge. Now you can imagine how much of a challenge it was putting me through university.
Especially architecture.
Especially architecture, which is another...
Because you take like what, how many years?
6 years.
6 years.
And again, it's so expensive. Rather than the school fees, there are also other expenses, the modeling and all that. So my family couldn't, of course, afford that. And in one way or another, the society chipped in and elevated me to the position. And so I think one of the greatest things I should do is at least find a way to give back to my society. They were able to put me there, then at least I should try my level best to elevate them like they elevated me. And
as in, your story is the true story of a hustler. As in, you just came from the...
Yeah, my people know it by now. It's a story that we've been sharing with them. They know it. Actually, from that point, most of them know me. They know my parents, they know my family. And now that I went into politics, actually my mother would get would get a lot of visits from people all over the world, and like, where is that woman? Where is her station?
Wow.
And they will come and say, I just wanted to come and say hi. Ama nakula mandizi anaenda, you know. And so the reason, to answer your question, the reason as to why I decided to take politics, one, is to give back to my society. I believe I can give another child, a Ruiru of the future, or a Benard of the future, a chance to also meet their dreams. And I will do anything within my power to make that a reality. But secondly, I would also say, to a great extent, it also got to do with, maybe let's call it like passion. I've been into leadership since class 1. The first time I took leadership responsibilities when I was in class 1, I was the class prefect. Ile time ulikuwa sasa unazunguka kule na mti ile kubwa asubuhi mkisema A4 B4. So I was that guy.
Or to point at the board.
That guy, when guys made noise, I couldn't even write their name because I couldn't even write mine. Ili unawambia watoke pale mbele. So that is the first time I became a leader. And throughout primary schools, different classes. I went to high school. I was a leader in Form 1. Form 2 is the only class I took.
So leadership has followed you all your life. But I think you were there when we were discussing the issue of leadership vis-a-vis politics. And we say that leadership is, first of all, it's not position oriented. So it's good to emphasize that you've had positions all your life, but you've not waited to get into politics to be a leader. You've always been a leader and you've practiced leadership. So let me ask you, tough question. How did you practice leadership before you got into this position within the ward? What is it that made them rather pick you over the other people? Your other competitors? All
right. First, how I've done leadership before being elected. Actually, the funny thing is, this is the only position that I've ever taken that is political. The others, the schools I went, because mostly has been schools and churches. both of them, you don't do politics.
So were you doing anything in the ward before you were elected?
Now, when you come to the ward, it's in different ways. One, I've been working in the in the office of my MP as a project management committee member. This is the person who represents the community in the office of the MP on behalf of projects. So like if the MP wants to do a road, the MP wants to do a classroom and all that, I'm the representative of the young people from my area. And so in that way, I have
been the opportunity to get
I engaged with the people,
entrench yourself.
And I think that also gave people the platform to understand me better and know that I can be responsible. Maybe that is how they saw it, and maybe through that they found me fit to lead them, even in a bigger responsibility as the member of county assembly.
That's actually biblical, you know. There's I think it's in Luke 16. It says, "If you're faithful in what is another man's, you will be entrusted with what is your own." Amen. So for me, your testament of someone who served, because that's like a serving position, and God never overlooks such people. You know, when you're given an opportunity, and that's one of the things that we constantly say on Zinduka. Even if it's volunteering, or if you've been given a seemingly small job to do, when you do it really well, that's the only way that you can be able to move from one level to the other. So it's amazing to see you, having been just a project manager in the MP's office, now being an MCA, as in now you sit as, you know, mnaweza discuss siasa with the MP.
That has been quite instrumental. And also maybe something that I will also not forget is that I've also been a church leader in my church, representing even a bigger area and a diocese. So that one also, I came to meet a number of people whom we had interacted with during my leadership positions in the church. I had also done several projects with different NGOs. Actually, even when I speak to my fellow youths, I usually tell them, you see, like those NGOs and other organizations will sometimes invite me, and we are engaging with the young people. I always encourage them, don't ignore this position, don't ignore this responsibility, don't ignore whatever you are doing. And do it well. And do it well. Do it wholeheartedly.
Because sometimes as young people, you're given the opportunity. First of all, you don't do it well, but then you also mess up the opportunity by spoiling your name. Because you don't see, you think that it's just for this moment.
Or maybe, unajua pia, there is also the challenge that of course, kuna shida ya kifedha, tuseme hivyo, ama we are not well financially, the young people, and that is usually a very big challenge. And so whatever responsibility is being put on your shoulders, we always tend to wonder whether this is going to have some financial benefit to me. And that is usually a very big hindrance to the young people. Sababu, you find that all these, actually almost all these positions that I had before being elected, none of it was getting me financial benefits at all. Where still, even in that condition, I still decided to do my level best, to commit and to volunteer in all these platforms.